I will make an intro with an extended, like a 10-second countdown. What's up? Probably rolling now. Hello, everybody.
Good. Broadcasting to you live from the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, Kentucky, Louisville to be specific. Hello, everybody. My name is Brian Engelman, and this is the Agree to Disagree show. I am joined today with Blake. Okay. See, last time we did the show, I was like, I'm Brian Engelman, and you go, and I'm Blake Wally, and then it's the Agree to Disagree show. Roll that beautiful bean footage is what they say. Commercial.
Ready to do it again? Okay, fine.
Okay.
All right. We'll get an official intro here. I've just been a little too busy lately, but work in progress. But hello and welcome. Agree to Disagree. Multiple channels restreaming to you live.
Yeah, so I got to switch this audio default here so I can hear you in my headset. Let's see because I tried unplugging it because if it's not working, then I'm going to hear you through the computer, which is going to then get you that echoed effect. All right. Can you hear me well, Blake?
I can hear you just fine.
All right. You're in the ear now, and it's not coming through my speaker. All right. Good. Back to normal.
Still working progress. We need like 10 episodes to get it all done.
We do. Now, Blake, are you on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube? Can you confirm that we are live from the Milky Way? Here we go. We are live, right?
Well, check. Yeah. Yes, I am. All righty. It is good. On Twitter. Fantastic. Good job.
So find us.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
We've got some exciting stories to cover. We're going to quick and easy show. Got 5 or 6 stories. Hello, Stephanie Jackson. Good to see you.
Yes. So if you have any questions, any comments, anything you want to add, please, we're going to click over here on the chat. We want to hear from you. Type your comments over here and invite your friends. Why am I called the Brain? Yeah. That nickname's followed me my entire life, including when I had Brain on my driver's license for 15 years. Brain. So it went from first grade teacher writing Brain on a report to being called Pinky in the Brain when I worked in a bar and restaurant to being called Brain Engelman by California for 15 years. Yeah, a lot of reasons. I don't know. It's followed me my whole life. And I'm a smart kid. I was in all those LEAP classes and stuff, so it fit too. I'm not a dummy. So anyhow, thanks for joining us. All right, Blake. Here, let's.
Should I change mine back to the eccentric, or what are we doing here? We used to be Brian the Brain and Blake the eccentric, right?
Brian the Brain. You see, I never said that. I never said my own name, but yeah, it was Brian the Brain and Blake the eccentric. Yes, maybe next time you should kind of put the monikers when we do the.
It's already there.
Thumbnail.
It's that easy. All right.
Yeah. Oh, you already did it. Are you able to roll? Are you able to do you have a graphic to play already, or no? That's just a thumbnail.
No, I mean I could play the sports one again if you want. Agree to disagree. Are we wasting time?
Are we wasting time?
Brian the Brain, Blake the eccentric, on the eccentric perspective, Freedomizer Radio.
Oh God, Freedomizer Radio. Yeah, have you talked to Regular Girl? She's having a tough time, I saw.
I haven't talked to her, but I've seen a couple of her Facebook posts.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if you're so moved, you should reach out. I don't think she's doing well at all.
Okay.
She might be very happy to hear you. I heard the word hospice thrown around. I don't entirely understand what's going on, but if you ever felt like reaching out and saying hello, this might be a good time.
All right. Well, just to give a quick background for everybody, yes, Brian and I have been working together for like 10 years. I used to have a Freedomizer show called The Eccentric Perspective, and Brian was a frequent host. Then Brian had his own show, Agree to Disagree. Regular Girl was one of the frequent call-ins on good old Blog Talk Radio back in the day. And now look at us. We're on this, now we're on Restream, much better technology. Of course, now we're, 10 years older, 10 pounds heavier. We used to just do like old podcasts of, there was just audio only.
So. Well, now if you remember the New American Media, we had live radio, so we were live internet radio, broadcasting live. So it was way before this, video. But we never really did podcast. Like we just kind of we didn't do video very much. There was some degree of video that we could do when you did YouTube live, but that was just a kind of a different setup, and you were stuck on YouTube. You couldn't get people in from Facebook or Twitter. See, back in my day, I grew up in a world, Blake, without the internet, before Al Gore invented it.
Right. Where the great genius changed our lives.
Imagine telling a kid that you went to school at a time when we didn't have the internet. Like just look at the look on their faces. It's like saying, I grew up before electricity. And you're like, the fuck you did? Come on, nobody didn't have electricity. Everybody's always had electricity.
Yeah, no, it was a big deal. It was in the early middle '90s. That's when the our school got all of the internet. We got like a Mac lab or something, and then all of a sudden we had computers, and then the teachers would walk us through on how to use the internet. And it was
Bill
cool.
Clinton got so lucky during a lot of legacy is luck when it comes to presidents and kind of how they're viewed in a rear view mirror. We'll see how lucky the Clintons are in due time, but at least when he was in his office, 92 to 0000.
Those were good years, Brian. The 90s were they were a magical time compared to now. Oh, it changed everything. Come on.
But I'm saying Bill Clinton got crucially lucky that the internet boom, the computer boom happened while he happened to be sitting in that chair, laid back getting fellatio from interns. I mean, he got very lucky with a roaring economy. It really burst on the scene.
But what do you think? You want 4 more years of George Reptile Bush running things? I loved Reagan and all, but the last few years of his administration were not good. George Bush Sr. was a terrible candidate. And then, of course, he got ousted. He had strong contenders with Ross Perot and Bill Clinton. And the the 90s were probably the best time, at least for me. I mean, there's the carefree 80s when I was a kid, but the 90s, the economy was just rolling. And
he got very lucky. I think some false credit has been bestowed upon him because he happened to be lucky enough to have the personal computer revolution and the internet burst on the scene while he happened to be in office. I mean, what a blessing to your GDP. What a blessing to how we remember that. I mean, look, the 90s were my favorite by far. 80s they had moments, but they were kind of campy. Of course they were campy, but the 90s were just real. They were great. I love the 90s. But anyhow, let's get into this one. We're talking about one Bush. Let's talk about another one.
Yeah.
Here's our agree to disagree question of the day. And this goes out to Stephanie Jackson. She said she's just here to see us fight. Ha ha ha. So here we go. The question of the day. Now, see, you typed these out, so I guess agree or disagree. Ron DeSantis is a compromised clone. Blake, agree or disagree. DeSantis is a compromised Bush clone.
Boy, it's a tough one because I might not have answered this yesterday. My answer might have changed, but you sent me a link from Instagram. It was from Laura Loomer.
Oh, I did.
Some stuff. I don't know if it was Truth Social or Twitter or whatever. So there's a lot of infighting going on with the Republican Party and whether DeSantis is run. Trump has been taking some shots at him today. And so that's one of the things that they were saying. It was something like he was kind of like in the mold of the Jeb and George Bush family there out of Florida. So why don't I don't know, should I be a contrarian? Should I go against? I don't know. How about let's say yes.
Well, what's in your heart? Because I was begging DeSantis not to do something so stupid. The dumbest thing he could ever do is try to run in Trump's election. This is Trump's turn. He was ousted by the deep state, all the lies, all the coup. They're literal coup attempts to get him out by the deep state in collusion with the media, colluded with big tech. This was the overthrow of a duly elected president of the United States, hands down. So I have begged Ron DeSantis and I've warned him, don't you freaking dare do this, bro. Like, you don't know what's about to be unleashed upon you when you have the wrath of Trump coming at you. The whole conversation has changed in a week because dude won't back down. He won't just commit to staying in Florida. He's getting a little uppity. He's going to try to give it a run, perhaps. And oh, Lord, are the sparks going to fly? So, I mean, what's in your heart when you see this question? Not to be a contrarian, but just to be honest, because you weren't as harsh as I was. I suggested, and just to reset for our listeners who are kind of new to our dynamic, but I have suggested something that Blake instantly snapped and used a pejorative. That he used the B word.
So get it through your fucking head. Yeah.
Yes, that's what Blake did. He got all like Scorsese on me. And I said, DeSantis should unite the party, and he could. DeSantis could do it. He could also blow it up. Trump is what Trump is, but it's all about DeSantis. If he could unite the party and say, look, I've decided I would like to serve with President Trump in the next administration. I'm going to sign up to be his vice president. He and I don't agree on everything, but I think our 90% overlap is helpful. It would all help the economy and the country. It would help our security. It would secure our civil rights, and it would help reestablish our place on the world stage. Or DeSantis could get really uppity and stupid and try to run for president, and that would be awful for everybody involved. But like I said, there's no way DeSantis would beat Trump's bitch, I believe is what you said. And so I said, come on, Blake, there's one vice president of the country that becoming the second most powerful person in the world is not a derogatory job promotion or demotion. I'd say that's the second highest office in the land. And look throughout history. George W. Bush was a vice president under Reagan. Biden was a vice president under Obama. These are usually stepping stone possibilities here. And how could you vote against 8 more years of DeSantis if you're given peace and prosperity again from a Bush DeSantis administration? So, like, what's in your heart on this DeSantis Bush clone? This compromised Bush clone talk. Just what's in your heart, not to be contrarian.
Well, I mean, sure, I'd love it if you said something like that, like, for the greater good of the country, let's beat the Democrats. I'll be the protege. I'm going to set my ego aside and work with Trump. I don't see that happening. I see him. There's still like the old guard GOP that wants to take over. They couldn't get the people excited about Jeb Bush or Mitt Romney or even Marco Rubio. So if they can get their way with DeSantis, maybe that's their way back to take back the party, in their opinion. So they don't like Trump. They're never Trumpers. They've tried to compromise him or put bad people around him to try to take him down, undermine him. That's the way that I've seen it. So, yeah, so I really can't see that. And here's another thing I just thought of. I don't know if you can have a president and vice president run from the same state.
Yeah, that's something that people have talked about. What in the hell is that? I've heard that so many times, but I don't fully understand. Where is that even coming from? Who says? Where is that? That's in the Constitution.
Maybe it's not. I don't know if it's in the
Trump
Constitution.
He also lives in New York. Why couldn't he just change his permanent residence to New York? What difference?
I suppose that could happen.
To quote Hillary Clinton, what difference at this point does it make?
Well, I think you want to get somebody that complements you in a way and try to get somebody with a different temperament. And I don't think Biden was being groomed for anything. I think Pence was kind of there to just kind of, there's something very different that could appeal to another part of the crowd or get some of the, the more religious types to jump on board with Trump and to kind of appeal to a little bit of everybody in the Republican Party under that umbrella. So, but then not necessarily to groom. And thinking back like 100 years ago, I think they put like a young, ambitious Teddy Roosevelt. They made him VP just to kind of put him on ice because he was, rattling too many cages in New York, going after too many corrupt politicians. So they viewed him as, putting him as the VP. That way he'd be kind of neutered effectively. But then when President McKinley got assassinated, then he jumped into the power and took over. So that's.
I just find it interesting that you were able to use 2 words I never thought you could. You used the word groomer or groomed and Biden without mentioning a laptop or Ashley. So I don't know how you pulled that one off. That was sleight of hand there.
There's different ways of saying groom, I guess. So not in that context of some people we're talking about. It's nothing to do with.
Got it. Okay, I'm just making a joke there. Pied Piper, what's up, Keith? He's reminding us that we had those Apple IIe's back in the day, the Apple IIe.
Yep.
Big Dave's Peanut 9 saying hello, guys, and Stephanie. Keith is saying DeSantis isn't even close to Bush. Okay. DeSantis says a lot of good things. I've seen him do some good things. I have. And Keith is saying he'd be happy with DeSantis or Trump. Yeah, but I will not reward when the deep state, the Democrats, and the legacy media colluded to frame Russia and drag us nearly into an undeclared nuclear war. They colluded with each other to keep President Trump out for a second term. And there was that article that came out. What did they say? They fortified the election. Remember that? Was that Time Magazine? They were all bragging about how they rigged the election.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they fortified it. It's like gain of function is called. What do they call it now?
Forced evolution, I think.
In vaccine, they say it doesn't prevent something. Now it just boosts something. They love changing definitions. They can't define woman. We are living in the world of 1984. So yes, they're changing words and stuff, but it doesn't really change any reality to anyone who's savvy enough to have the dignity to resist this 2 + 2 = 5 type of crap. It's really just, I can be as absurd as I want, and I will force you to regurgitate what I just. It's the ultimate take a knee. I want you to cry uncle while I twist your arm behind your back. These are just bullies. They're the same bullies that said cry uncle. You will address me as this. You will suspend reality. And anyway, I digress. But look, I would be happy with DeSantis or Trump, except I am not rewarding how they colluded to get him out of office. Big tech, legacy media, the Democrat Party, and the deep state. All the same fucking thing. All of it. I will not reward that, and I'm not just going to throw Trump into the trash because of it. Nope, not happening. I will not back DeSantis. I am begging him, I'm urging him to stay the hell away for 6 years. Bro, you got the whole party in front of you. Just wait your turn. You're both good. But we had a 4-year track record of peace and prosperity. I kind of want that again. And the deep state has to know that they can't do this. If we let them win, then they're going to do it again. And nobody has proven to have a tougher skin and more of a spine than President Trump, because everybody gets attacked. Oh, Mitt Romney has binders of women. That's literally the worst they could come up with. And they bludgeoned him to death with it. It's like they're going to attack whoever's there, but at least this guy hits back. At least he will take a swing back. No, I'm Trump 100%. Not because I love him, not because I trust him, not because I think he's done everything perfect. It's just for all of those reasons. And so,
what if DeSantis runs a great campaign? He wins the primary. It's fair and square.
He better not.
Behind him. He's going to be able to pull Democrats in to vote for them and take.
Please, Blake. Please stop.
And you're going to go, no, I'm a never one.
Yes. Right. Hard stop. Because I was thinking about this on my while exercising today. It was kind of like in that Zen state. You get meditation of exercise, and you're just in a rhythm. And I'm like, hang on a second, let me think this through. What blue-haired, screeching, angry Democrat is going to suddenly say, Ronnie D, that's my guy. Ooh, let's see what I have in this political fridge. I don't know. OJ, purple stuff. Ooh, Sonny D. It's Ronnie D. Like they're not going to, Ronnie D. No purple-haired, screeching, angry leftist is going to decide, well, I would vote for a lump of coal or this potato right here, this inanimate carbon rod. This inanimate carbon rod I would vote for instead of President Trump. Oh, he's so toxic to the party. But if given the choice with Ron DeSantis, oh, that's my ideal candidate. They voted a brain-dead Weekend at Bernie's puppet, literally and figuratively, into office because he's whatever crap they threw at the wall and expected their voters to be dumb enough to vote for and support. They're not turning and voting for for Ron DeSantis because he's so different than Trump. They're ideologic opposites. No, they're not. He's not going to pull any votes that weren't going to be there anyway, Blake. I don't see anybody undecided. I think the undecided voter is full of shit. There is no undecided voter. Very few. I'm having a hard time with that concept. Tell me where I'm wrong.
Well, okay, maybe I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm saying in Florida, I think that was a different case because I think people in Florida liked his policies and were happy to have him. And he won in a landslide over Charlie Crist or whatever. So I'm not saying that a lot of Democrats pulled over, but a lot of the independents and undecideds would rather keep DeSantis in the way that he's running things rather than try to go with, the Democrat Crist. So, yeah, I think
that was a blowout.
Will it go across the country? That I don't know. But maybe reasonable people will finally start to pull away from the Democrat Party over the next year or so as their policies continue to come under fire. And we'll see. So maybe DeSantis does have that chance to get more people, whereas Trump is more polarizing.
We'll see.
Maybe.
Stephanie's saying that she heard Mr. Beast is going to run for president and that she'd vote for him over DeSantis or Trump. Yeah, that Mr. Beast. I don't even know what he does, but he just has millions of dollars to give to people, like in unlimited budget, apparently. That sounds appealing.
I haven't seen. Yeah, he's like a. I haven't really seen much either, so I'm not following.
Yeah, I'm not voting for Mr. Beast. I think we're here literally trying to fight off like the mark of the beast. We're literally trying to fight off AI turning us into, the demon fodder. Like the scum on your shoe that you step in and on your way to the store. We're literally trying to fight the mark of the beast and the beast. I'm not voting for Mr. Beast. I'm not doing it. Anything called Mr. Beast, I'm out before it even starts. So thanks for that, but I'm going to pass just on principle.
All right. I don't know enough about him. Yeah. But I'm happy he's giving away money.
He has a bit of a beard thing going on. That's all I really know about him. Keith is saying he doesn't think that both DeSantis and Trump can run on the same ticket because they both live in Florida. Easy fix. Just now Trump lives in New York. Hillary did it. Hillary did it she's not from New York. She's an Arkansas quack. And then all of a sudden she's a New York senator.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, her and Bill were down in Arkansas. Yeah, I think originally from. But yeah, so I don't know what that rule is, but there's a way around it. That whatever the case. Did they ever change that law? There was something that like if you ran for president, you had to step down as governor. I know DeSantis was trying to get them to change that. Did they officially change that?
Not that I'm aware of, but I think that was one of the posts that was in that Instagram you sent me. So okay. I think he's kind of locked into Florida. Like that's his commitment. So I don't see him running for VP, but if he can go for president, if he thinks the whole nation is behind him, that's another reason why I don't think he was voted in as the governor of Florida recently. So to give that up and then just to be somebody else's VP, I think that's a tough sell. But if it was really get behind, save the country, I think that would make more sense. But it does build up that civil war. So you're seeing it happen right now. Now they got to feel it out. Trump's trying to pound him before he gets any bigger, but we'll see.
The left doesn't do this. The left attacks Republicans exclusively. Libertarians, they attack freedoms, they attack liberties, they attack common sense, they attack decency, they attack finances, they attack anything good about the world. That Democrats stay focused on their enemy. Reality, decency, goodness, consistency, trust, peace. Democrats attack all of that. Republicans attack each other, and it's crap. Keith is saying that both the president and vice president candidate, if they live in the same state, they have to forfeit the electoral votes from that state. Well, you're telling me Trump couldn't move to New York in 2 years? He has a home there. Like he still has, he is Mr. New York. Nobody could ever say he doesn't live there. And that's like, hey, Ronnie, that's going to be my concession. You stay here and governor, and I'm going to go pretend to move over there, and I won't, but I'll file it on the paperwork.
But what if he stays in Florida just so we can block DeSantis? That's the play.
Well,
it's like, sorry, Ron, we can't have both of us. So it's my show.
Can't have You're saying you can't have both of them anyway. So I guess we're back to square one regardless. So we'll see. Keith is also saying Pence, former Vice President Pence is more establishment than DeSantis, in his opinion. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't like Pence. I liked the counterbalance of he was so bland and unshakable. He was just there. What cartoon character does he look like? I can see that. Like, I've seen it on Adult Swim. He looks like that one cartoon character with the white hair.
Isn't it like Bannon? Isn't that at the name of the character? I don't know. Is there some stupid troll on Twitter that calls himself like Master Bannon or something, but it's that character. And I don't know if it's the name. The only thing I watch on there is Rick and Morty, and I think they're getting rid of that.
Oh, they're going to keep it,
but it might have a problem.
Yeah, they've been to Biden's Island or Epstein or whatever.
No, it was something else. But
yeah, I know it was 14-year-old girls, and it was all sorts of stuff. I know.
The guy that does the voices for Rick and Morty, yeah, he was like texting some 16-year-old. I think he was in Florida.
Sexting. No, not texting. Really creepily.
Texting, yeah, it was
explicitly.
Gross. Yeah, so he's gone.
And it's one thing to think you're talking to a 22-year-old girl. It's another to specifically know where you're at and what you're going for, which is pretty bad.
100%. I'm so mad. I love that show. It's the only show I watched live. Rick and Morty and Fargo. Those are my only shows where I will set my alarm, watch it on live on TV. You know, careful how I use the commercial breaks. You know, no taping, nothing like that. It's the old experience, but it's for the shows that I love.
Yeah, there's some beauty to that, you know. And Yellowstone is still appointment television. I'm not like quite with it. I've seen an episode or two. I'm not 5 seasons in. I'm on season 4 of Ozark. I think we're wrapping up the final season now, and I'm still missing the last season of Better Call Saul. It was all on Netflix except the last season. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. Now
what? It should be coming out soon.
Well,
yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Pay $3 an episode. I'm like, you're out of your fucking you're out of your minds. I'm not paying for episodes to watch this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. Blake, is everything good? You quickly look to your right.
Yeah, there was some noise. I don't know if I had to go look at.
Are the feds here? Is it time?
I don't think so.
Stephanie
like Gavin McInnes, like, oh, the feds are here. Oh, we got to go.
I don't know. Was that a thing? I don't remember that.
Yeah, he got busted. People were really critical of him because he staged like he was being pulled off the air. It was like a publicity stunt gone bad.
Tim Pool does that a couple times a week. I mean, I've seen that game 1,000 times. He says he's swatted all the time. I don't know. Maybe he is. Stephanie's saying that us guys should use certain words so we don't get flagged, you know? I'm like, I don't know.
Well, grooming can be used a few different ways, so I wasn't meaning it in the context that we were talking about.
And I made a joke. It was a great
story
joke.
Hour, or like grooming, like I got to shave, but
I do need to shave.
Yeah,
it was a pretty good joke. I stand by my joke. If I'm canceled on this platform, I'll move to the next one. I don't care. I'm tired of walking on eggshells. Elon has given me some motivation to speak a little louder at this point. But yeah, I mean, we'll try not to be too hyperbolic. Like I always try to rein Blake back in, but I feel like Blake's kind of holding on to the ship, going, "Oh, come on, Brian, you don't go off the rails too far on this." Like, Brian, no, we can't talk about this.
Yep,
it's hilarious. We've totally
Election 2020 was the most safe, secure. It's nothing to worry about. Nothing happened in Maricopa. There's nothing to see there.
Yes.
Don't go there.
Yes. Yes.
Because I've already had so many strikes, so many channels, so many videos removed, so much BS, and it's just like, ugh, that's not a hill I'm ready to die on yet. But if it comes to it, or we'll just pull it off the YouTube streams, and we can do a Rumble show or a Twitter show or whatever.
I mean, I think we have a pretty good. I think as far as an operating protocol and a procedure in place, I think as long as we're telling the truth, let's just say it. You know, maybe just be a little aware of maybe, but let's just kind of say what things are, and just be guarded about making strong assertions on things. I think we can allude to whatever the hell we want, and that's where I'm going to live, alluding to things and discussing them and wondering. And just talking about it. So anyway,
you should record that. And when YouTube comes after you, gives you a strike, hey, do you want to appeal? You can give them that exact monologue there, and they'll just be like, "Nope, sorry." They won't even well to it. It'd be like, "Nope, sorry, strike."
What was my monologue there? What did I even say? I don't remember the things.
Oh, just talking about how you're not being too assertive on it. You didn't mean anything, because they're just going to say, "Hey, you're not allowed to question those things."
Yeah, because they're demons.
Did we get it wrong? And then
all right, cool. They're demons, bro. Like, where do we negotiate with demons? Where do you?
It's just deep state goons that work for them. So, and then they censor. At least they've taken. They haven't gone after us for with the COVID stuff, because 2 years ago, I mean, you could barely talk about that. We had to use codes constantly, and then we'd still have to remove the videos. But now they've loosened up because the narrative has changed.
Because they were lying the entire time, and they can't unscramble the eggs of reality. Okay, that's their problem, not mine. Big Dave Z, Dave's Peanut 9. You got a lot of names there, Dave. He says he likes DeSantis, but will only vote for him after Trump's second term is over. Amen. And if I click star, what does that do? Does that give him a little?
Oh, maybe it'll probably post on the bottom.
It says it's a pinned message. You win best message of the day so far. Keith is saying DeSantis wasn't responsible for the election in 20. Okay, I could take that a few different directions, but I can't use that word that starts with an S, so I'll move past it. Stephanie is saying Mr. Beast just cured thousands of blind people. Pretty amazing. Can't judge a person from the name. Let's be adults here. Oh, if Mr. Poopity Pants wanted to become president, I'm saying, I'm sorry, Mr. Poopity Pants. I just can't have you negotiating international trade deals, Mr. Poopity Pants.
That's Mr. Poopy Butthole from... No, that's the real thing from Rick and Morty. That's one of the characters.
Oh, I've never watched the show, so I don't know.
It's such a good show. It really is.
That's why my version was a little dumber. Well, equally dumb. I said they're both pretty dumb. But Keith is asking is Mr. Beast like one of those TV preachers? I mean, he's got an unlimited bank account. If you mean he's like Joel Osteen, okay. Oh, that was a zinger, wasn't it? That was a little rough.
Yeah.
Let's be adults here. I'm sorry, I can't vote for a beast when I'm literally trying to fight off the Antichrist. Theoretically, all of the underpinnings of what an Antichrist would be doing. Anybody proposing that shit, I have to kind of oppose. I have to, push against that. But okay, so now Big Dave's Peanut 9. Too many names, Dave. Focus. Yep. You got some homework, Dave. Are you able to switch your name to something readable? Because it gives me a bit of a brain hemorrhage every time I try. A bit strokey. I'm feeling a tad strokey. A little, discombobulated trying to understand your name. But he says he looked it up and he says there's no law or regulation against a president and VP coming from the same state. Okay, Dave, where did you look that up? And where is the other side of that conversation getting their information? Where is that coming from? Because I've heard it, but I've never heard it before. So anyhow, Stephanie says she's rewatching Breaking Bad. It's such a great show. And she tells us
I've watched it. Yeah, it's actually really great doing the rewatch, because then I can just cut out all of the, the boring, all the fluff stuff, with just him and his wife and the kid, and just get to like all the real good action parts. Then you can really, you can summarize the whole thing pretty quickly. And there's so many good scenes when you cut out all the fluff. But it was still a great show all the way through.
What do you think of when you think? What scene do you think of? What comes to mind? You said so many great scenes. Tell me one. What's one of your favorites?
I mean, just the stuff with like Tuco. I guess maybe some of the more violent scenes, which
you know what? I don't want you to tell me. Well, no, it is Breaking Bad. I finished Breaking Bad. I kind of just consider Better Call Saul as like the rest of Breaking Bad.
Well, it's kind of the prequel, yeah. But I mean, that started to kind of get old towards the end of the 5th season. I haven't seen the 6th season yet. It should be released on Netflix probably any week now. I think that was supposed to be due. I'm not sure. So I will watch that, even though I was getting a little burnt out on it. But Breaking Bad was a fantastic show.
Keith said he liked when they robbed the train. Yeah, that was an intense scene.
That was last season. Yeah, there's some really good parts.
Big Dave Z Peanut 9 LGQDBIAAPRP. He says, just say Dave. I'll try, but Dave isn't the first thing I see. I see Big D. I'm like, what up, Big D? My brain starts saying things as I try to read that, and it just starts stroking. Like, I just kind of like,
you're triggering your autism or something. I don't know what's going on.
He's saying just say Dave, so I'll try Dave, but I don't know. I'll try. And he's also saying Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo. So that's another character with Mr. Poopity Pants. Hello, I'm asking for your vote. My name's Poopity Poopity Poo. Yes. I'm sorry, I can't vote for you, Mr. Beast. Like, that's a little beastie. That's a little demonic.
I have to check him out to see what all the fuss is about.
He seems like a nice guy, and he's on. I'll give you $10,000 if you can make this shot. Okay, if you can fill this thing up, here's $30,000. It's like, where's this guy getting unlimited money? Who, like, he's just some
top YouTubers make so much money, it's insane. I mean, have you seen like even like the Tim Pool podcast? All the money that comes in, yeah.
What are we talking? I know Rogan's what $1 billion. Is he in the billions? 500 million? Like do we even know?
Full contract. I don't know exactly how much he's worth. I mean, he's on a totally different level just of all the things he's done.
Crowder thought 500 million was unacceptable.
50 million was like nothing, and he's like,
was it 500?
At least 30 a year.
Yeah, I mean, what does Pool make? What are they pulling in?
Oh, I have no idea, but I'm sure it's millions. I don't really know. But think about all the guests that he has, flies them in every show. Could you imagine how much money you'd have to make every show to be able to just fly people in from all over the country?
What, Tim Pool's flying people in?
That's well, yeah, they're live in the studio. He doesn't.
Yeah, or he has an audience and people go to him. It's not like Rogan is. I mean, Rogan exists and people go to him. I mean,
but he does, I guess 2 shows a week.
Is he only doing 2 shows a week?
I don't know. You tell me. I thought Rogan only did 2 shows a week.
I haven't watched Rogan since he left YouTube. Honestly, I've seen a couple of clips. I've seen a couple of episodes. Maybe Dr. Malone and a couple of others that particularly piqued my interest.
Yeah, I just pick and choose.
I don't know. Rogan. I don't know. I'm much like Tim Pool. I met them both, and both times I was kind of like, I don't know. Like, okay, that didn't go as it could have. And wait, what did you just say? I was going somewhere different. The last thing you said, Blake.
Something about Rogan. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I just had a taste in my mouth. I was like, I don't know, whatever, Rogan. No big deal. Like I watched it. I went in Los Angeles, went to a stand-up show and talked to him a little bit beforehand, and just a little standoffish. That's fine. I'm sure he's the most engaging, friendly person to people he knows, and he didn't know me. He has no reason to. I got the same treatment from Tim Pool, just a little too cool for you. Like same with Luke Rudowski. I don't know. You don't need to be my best friend. I'm not trying to get anything from you. A couple minutes of your time. Like, are you a cool dude or not? And they all kind of failed the first test for me. So that doesn't mean anything other than first impression, but you might be able to tell something from that. But
I've met them both. Yeah. No, I mean, I've met Luke several times, Tim a couple times in the field. They've been nice to me, but I don't, it could vary and depending on who you meet. So we've had some other weird encounters. Just is so many variables in it. And I don't know if they know me or what kind of mood they're in or what they're getting prepped for or what's going on. But I guess it just kind of depends on the situation and whatnot. But
and to be fair, let me be clear. They were cordial. And that's about that. That's all I have to say about that. That's about all I have to say about that. Anyway, but I just the point of all that was I was just thinking out loud, and when Rogan left, I'm like, I didn't care either way, but I'm like, okay, this huge Spotify money. Let's see if it changes him, And then they deleted several controversial episodes, which rubbed me the wrong way. That was a huge fail in my book. And his first guest was Miley Cyrus, really coming off of some of these occult ritualistic things at the Super Bowl, and like Miley being really in the world of what fish hooks are sunk into her, like who is this person, and that's who he led with. And I don't know, I didn't turn my back on Rogan. I just didn't particularly follow him all that closely, but I used to listen to him all the time on YouTube. It just played out how it played out. feelings per se.
I'm a Spotify customer. I love my music and collections and the new music that they try to suggest for you. So, but I mean, I won't watch Rogan unless he's got like a guest I'm really interested in. But I don't have that much time to listen to a lot of podcasts. So it's usually unless I'm on a road trip where I've got to drive to Costco like an hour or something, where I have some more extended time to in the car to listen to these things. So it just all depends. But I still enjoy what he does, depending on who's on it, I guess, and what the subject is. I don't really care about just UFC fighters and stuff, but if he has a more controversial guest on, I might tune in for that. Or if it's something that people are talking about, like one of our stories today was on Jordan Peterson. And I think
that's a good way
also had Andrew Tate on. I think, I know he's got to have. So
that's a good transition, Blake. No, stop talking. That's a pretty good transition. I was just going to add one final thing. Can we go to Costco and get some pop? It's like the Midwest wine. We go to Costco and get some pop.
They do call it pop up there. Yeah.
They like
it. Pop in Cleveland too?
Oh yeah, I grew up on pop, and when I got to Los Angeles, everybody thought it was weird. And then I sort of started understanding it to be known as soda, and then that was weird when I came back. Now I don't even know what I call it. Frankly, I don't drink the shit anymore, so I don't care. I don't call it anything. You can call me what you want, but I ain't calling you at all. Okay, let's do this. God, the comments are piling up. It's like I want to engage with all this, but we do have some topics to tear through. So let's do this. What was okay? I have the next one queued up. Let's get those beautiful bean footage graphics.
Oh wait, I'm on the.
Oh, Blake, you had one job. You had one job.
One job. All right.
Perfect. Jordan Peterson. Okay, you're gonna have to. What's going on here? Because what I need you to do is type this in and say what would give me a statement that someone could agree or disagree with. You gave me regime change in Iran. Like frame it. Right. It's like Jeopardy. What is the People's Republic of Congo? What is onomatopoeia? Who is like do that? Like we got to get you in the right vernacular. So
right. Okay. Starting maybe next Tuesday. So right now, like I've been extremely busy for the last week. I'm moving, working, got too many things on my plate. Brian asked me if I could do the bullet points. So I just did them really fast. It was like, here's the 5 stories. How do I frame this real quick? So I didn't put too much time and effort into them. But Jordan Peterson has been criticized on Twitter by both Mike Cernovich and Michael Tracy from Substack because he was criticizing Iran, basically kind of suggesting maybe we should get involved because it's a misogynistic culture. And they thought that was odd, especially coming on the heels of him meeting with Netanyahu with Ben Shapiro. So they kind of like, oh, it's kind of the Israel, let's smear Iran. Why are you? So is this part of the Daily Wire money or something like that? No, I've been very pro Daily Wire, very anti Crowder. That's a whole nother subject.
And I think I'm more pro Crowder. I think I'm a little more pro Crowder. I don't like what he did, but I don't. I wouldn't have handled the situation the same way. But I say that now. And Crowder leaving the Blaze, and like they tried to work together, like Whitlock tried to work with the Blaze. It's like everybody tries to work with each other, and the personalities push them out of the room. I think that's what you mean, Blake, with like DeSantis and Trump, that they couldn't be in the same room working on the same stuff together because eventually the magnetic pull pushes them away from each other. That's kind of what you mean, right?
It's also when you're saying about meeting Tim or Joe or Luke or anything, like you think that the alternative media or all these personalities, there's sometimes they're different in real life, and it's not what you think it is or what you want to believe it is. Like some of it, there's rivalries, there's egos behind the scenes. And just, me 10 years ago getting in thinking we're all on the same team, and it's just like not. No, it's like, oh, this person hates this person, that person hates that person.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, there's really all these things going on. And I don't know. It's been frustrating, but here we are. So we've still been doing our thing for a while. So and we'll see how that continues. But it's just the nature of the business, and it's worse in the mainstream media. I mean, those people are ruthless. So they're trying to get each other fired all the time for things.
Yeah, they're
They
ruthless,
want
but
the interview.
nobody's.
They want the exclusive, and
They
no,
do.
fuck them. They're fired. It's awful.
But the good news is nobody's watching the lying legacy deep state media anymore. Like nobody's watching. Like at least we have that going for us. There's hope. There really is. They're just fucking liars, man. I can't stand being lied to. I'm too smart to just spit in my face on a daily basis, Adam Schiff or Pelosi. I'm not letting you do it. Fox News bringing up the fine people hoax during the 2020 election. Are you out of your damn mind, Wallace? And he was, and he went to CNN Plus and promptly got fired 5 days later. That was glorious. What an asshole. No, so I mean, at least nobody's watching him anymore. But yeah, I mean, I told you after listening to Crowder and after listening to what the hell's her name? Oh geez, I can see her. The blonde.
Oh, she was like a total narcissist, that flaming egomaniac.
Yeah, Nicole Arbor.
She's beautiful. Yeah, Nicole Arbor. She's got a lot of.
I didn't really care for how Candace Owens and the whole Daily Wire Shapiro thing. There was.
That's how you go. You go to the Star or the show. It says show. So that's how you can highlight the comment.
Oh, I got it. Wait, how do I do that? What are we doing here?
So you go to the chat, and then it says show. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I have reservations about the Daily Wire. I have a bit of a feeling, and yes, Ben's proclivities and his allegiances. I think there's a very specific energy running through Nashville now, and his whole team of people, they've done a bunch of good things over the years. But I think there are some concerns in some areas. And so, what do you think about Peterson? Like, he should have kept his mouth shut, or he shouldn't be against Iran. Like, what is he, Barack Obama? He needs to be like in the middle of an orgy with Iran and giving him free money and hand jobs. Like, why should we love Iran for anything? So I have no love for Iran. Actually, I love a lot of Iranian people, and I know people that used to work with the regimes before they were ousted and killed. And they hate what Iran has turned into. They want to overthrow it. And there was a chance. There was a green revolution opportunity under Obama, and he passed because he likes the bad people in charge. And I don't get it. The mean bad. I didn't even see what that one said, Blake. Which one was that?
Oh, Stephanie was joking at us Midwesterners, as the Midwest is the ass crack of the United States.
All right, so ask her, where do you live? Who's your daddy and what does
She's from Arizona, and she is volunteering to come on the show and talk about Mr. Beast.
And she called us boomers.
Boomers.
What
We're Gen X. We're Gen X. She's a millennial. We're not quite boomers.
What age? Gen X? Millennial? Boomers? Who looks like a boomer, Blake? You got to cut your hair.
Maybe.
She thinks you look like Jesus. But that would only be 33 years old. Never mind. That doesn't work either.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm 45 now. I'm halfway to death already, yeah.
Pray to sweet baby Jesus. Oh, he was a man. He had a beard. Talladega Nights. Anyway.
She's just kidding. Stephanie's great. She's been a listener for us for a long time.
So yeah, Jordan Peterson then. So Jordan Peterson then, you think he what?
Yeah, like everybody put their opinions out. I think they're critical. It's like, oh, okay, well, why is a Canadian, trying to act like the United States should intervene in some foreign affair with this, hostile regime? And that's kind of the thing that they have. And it's a totally different culture over there. So why are we saying that? But then you also have, him meeting with Ben Shapiro and Bibi Netanyahu, who obviously hates Iran. So, it's kind of contradictory. It seems like, he's getting the big money from the Daily Wire and the Shapiro, and then he's kind of like pushing propaganda for Israel.
Well, I'll tell you what, why is Jordan Peterson even still affiliating with the country of Canada? Isn't he American yet? Isn't he just an American? He doesn't. That Canada has been lost to the commies, like with Trudeau up there. We'll see if they can vote him out ever, if they'll ever get a chance to do that. But yeah, I mean, Jordan Peterson, I just even think of him as an American now. America. I don't know. So I don't know if he has any intentions of joining the team. Blake Pliskin.
Yep.
Blake the Snake. Yeah, Blake the Snake. You look like Jake the Snake Roberts too. Blake the Snake Roberts.
But Snake Plissken, what Snake Plissken is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Escape from LA, right?
Maybe that's like my last Instagram post, because I never post there anymore. That was me doing the Snake Plissken with the patch on my eye.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah. That was my Halloween.
Oh, okay. I don't think I was aware of that.
Yeah, well, you've probably seen the picture, but that's what it was from, was Kurt Russell, Escape from LA, Escape from New York, the old John Carpenter movies. Yeah. And hello, Katie Cat. How you doing?
All right, so wrap up Jordan Peterson. What are we supposed to think of this?
I think that's all I really need to say about that. He was just, he's acting like he's, calling for women's rights or whatever, but like, why is he bringing this up? It's a fundamentalist, totalitarian, misogynist, brutal regime that maybe it can be pushed over, and it's be a lesson to totalitarian tyrants everywhere in the world. So why is he all of a sudden just anti-Iran, all of a sudden spontaneously, right after he meets Netanyahu? Well, that was probably a month or two ago. But it just seems suspicious that somebody from another country comes in and acts like America's supposed to get involved to fight this weird cause, and it just happens to be a country that's a very big enemy of Israel. Oh, here we go. That is
Jake the Snake for you. Yeah, Blake the Snake Roberts. Should you be willing to a challenge, we'll have to kind of superimpose your face on the snake's body for next episode, please. Put that in the batch of things that I've requested. So I'm the brain, you're Blake the Snake. How about that? I could never vote for you, though. No beasts and no snakes. I just can't vote for.
What about eccentrics? No.
Yeah, we could do that. All right. Dave's
Bye, Dave.
Big Peanut is going back to work. Thanks for joining us with Dave's Big Peanut. Big Dave's Big Peanut. Yeah. I like the comment manscaping. We should say manscaping from now on. That's kind of hilarious. But I digress. Okay, let's spin to the next show then. Next topic.
We're gonna have to go quick. Yeah, let's see. What else do we have on top?
Let's get the graphic.
Graphic. Oh yeah. Where is it? Frick. Here we go. Okay.
All right. Agree or disagree? Artificial intelligence is okay to politicize. Blake, it's okay to politicize artificial intelligence. Agree or disagree?
Strong disagree. So I don't know if you've followed this story, Brian, but they're, have you been checking out this Chat GPT or these AI programs that can do the writing for you?
It's a bit of a big deal.
Oh, it's huge. And it's amazing what they're able to churn out.
And isn't Elon Musk a part of that? He's a part creator of this?
I don't know if that's true or not.
I read that. But I haven't confirmed it.
Well, he does do a lot of stuff with AI. It might be some kind of connection somewhere. It's interesting technology, and it's amazing how it can put out so much information so quickly and so accurately to some extent. There are some issues with it. So I was actually thinking about it, like when I was trying to do the next level news to the next level. It's hard to write articles every day, but what if I could get an assistant, like a AI assistant that could write articles for me, but then you got to fact check it. You got to make sure that it's accurate, but it would save an enormous amount of time. But the thing is, it's going to be impossible for me to drive too much traffic with the website SEO wise, just by myself, even with the computer assistant. But, what the AI is able to do is write and even talk like a human. It's getting pretty scary where it's going to be people that are going to have trouble telling the difference. But lately we've been suing. Yeah, and Stephanie is saying here, ChatGPT is good. Let's. I got to go back. There's so many screens here. Okay, here we go. ChatGPT is good, but not Skynet scary. AI isn't a threat. Maybe our great-great-grandchildren will see the Skynet days. Yeah, that could definitely be coming. But with the deep fakes, with the new AI, they have like Jasper AI. They have these programs that either write like a human, sound like a human. They're going to be replacing a lot of people in the workforce, which could be good or bad. But lately, what they've noticed is that it's being politicized. So when they're asking it, and I'll just pull up a quick screen share here.
Okay, let me get out of my screen because yes, it does
is mine listed? Yep, there it is.
It says, hold on. I was just going to say, OpenAI, an independent research body, was founded by the world's richest man, Elon Musk, along with Sam Altman. And they launched a chatbot called ChatGPT on Wednesday last week. This is from December 6, 22. So my understanding is that he owns it. But okay. Yeah, go ahead with your screen shares.
Okay, good.
We're learning. We're learning together.
We sure are. Now we've noticed that they're changing things because if you ask like the computer to write a poem about Trump or Joe Biden, or if you ask it for Donald Trump, it says, "Oh, I'm sorry, as a language model developed by OpenAI, I am not programmed to produce content that is partisan, biased, or political in nature. I aim to provide neutral, factual information and promote respectful conversation." But if you ask it to write it on Biden, then it says a poem. Joe Biden, a leader with a heart so true, a man with empathy and kindness in view. With decades of experience, he stands tall, bringing hope to all, no matter great or small. Look at the poetry. It's even rhyming. It says he speaks with wisdom from a life well lived, with integrity and honesty so rightfully given. In troubled times, lends a steady hand, guiding us through crisis with a clear command. I mean, it's astonishing how this can work, but in the wrong hands, it could be obviously very problematic. And it goes on. It shows there's multiple examples in that article. I'm going to have to put that on Twitter if you guys haven't seen it. But
I did see something here. I don't know if you have Telegram open, because something.
No. And I won't have too much time because we're going to have to kind of wrap things up somewhat quickly because I got to go run to work. But it has been delightful to have everybody, and we'll continue to do more shows. Hope we'll do another one probably Tuesday, Thursday will be the loose schedule, and I should have more time going forward. But all
right, let's just do rapid fire Blake's takes.
Yeah.
Next topic.
Oh, the Tate brothers. Are they having a fair trial in Romania? So they were saying that the Matrix was striking back, going after them.
Wait, you need the graphic. The graphic pulls it all together.
Boom. Yeah. All right. So looks like there's a lot of he said, she said, a lot of problems as the Tate brothers are sitting in jail awaiting trial, and it doesn't seem like maybe they're getting a fair trial. A lot of issues with the witnesses and contradictions and what have you. It seems to be it's going to go on for some time. Now, I find him absolutely repulsive. I think they're total dirtbags. I can't understand why people like them, but I don't want to see innocent people being they're actually guilty. So I don't want to see them go through a show trial and, locked up in some dungeon in Romania because they're trying to make an example of them, even though, they do need to be humbled, I would think, just for the, amount of shit that they talk and all of the things that he's basically just, they call it self-snitching. There's a great lawyer out there named Bruce Rivers who's been covering all the developments of the trial, and that's kind of one of his things is saying, stop self-snitching. But he's been bragging about how, what are they going to do to me in Romania? If they do anything, I'm just going to show up with a stack of money like this, or they can't do anything because they got 7 passports. They can't, and he's a total scumbag to me. and he's basically he gets these girls in, whether they're OnlyFans, cam girls. I don't have an issue with that, but he's using their money to buy himself Bugattis and exotic cars, and then he's got Hustler University online where he's trying to recruit guys to be alpha males like him. So I find him repugnant, but he's allowed, if he's within the law and he's really not doing anything, he's just all talk, then I think he should be out. So I don't know how that is going to happen or not. So what do you think? And we don't have a ton of time. This is a lightning round, so without getting into too much detail,
I don't have
your
much
Hustle
to
University guy. No,
I don't have much to add. All I know about, I'm thinking of Ali G. I'm thinking of like some of those characters that they play, like Borat. But no, I don't know. I don't know enough about. It's like that movie that Kyrie Irving tweeted out that got him suspended. That big story in the NBA. Right. I don't know. It's not in my wheelhouse. I'm not particularly interested in it. It hasn't crossed my radar. I haven't taken the time to delve into it just because it's out there. So I don't know. Do I have an opinion on Andrew Tate? I haven't seen much about it. I hear what other people say. I've heard little clips of him talking, and when he's talking about a couple of topics, he makes a ton of sense. That doesn't mean he's not a dirtbag. So I can assume that both things could possibly be true. I could assume he says things that make sense and some things that don't. I don't know. What do I care? What difference at this point does it make? But yeah, I mean, was he set up? I don't know. Who knows what's going on? I just, in general, I want people to get a fair shake. I don't have a lot of love for pimps though. In general, there was a lot of that stuff going on in Los Angeles. You study this stuff, and when you're just really pimping people and exploiting them for your own personal gain, you can kind of piss off in my book. Just in general. So
a lot of people in our circles, they love him and they think he's one of us. It's the Matrix after him, and they're coming after him because he's awake, not woke, but so
he's based.
He's trying to make a difference. He's trying to make weak men stronger.
He's based, is what they say, right? Based is the opposite of woke. Right. And like I said, I've seen some clips shared, and in a lot of these clips, I'm like, all right, well, there's a dude that's making sense in that particular 2-minute stretch. Look, that doesn't mean I like him before it or after it. I'm just listening to what's being said. So it kind of depends on how people are finding the content. I guess if you're enrolled in Hustler University, getting gold teeth and stuff, I mean, kudos for you, fool. Whatever. That's not my world, and I don't care about it. But if they're saying a lot of the right things, okay. Well, you judge what's being said on its merit. I can agree with somebody. I can agree with the dumbest, most vile person as long as we overlap on that particular issue. Doesn't mean I like the person. It just means on that issue, okay, that made sense. We can agree there. Otherwise, I don't know. Will he get a fair trial? Yeah. I mean, what? We're supposed to trust Romania now? I don't.
Yeah, he's in trouble. Because it seems like he went to Romania to so he could get away with a lot more stuff than he would say if he was in the United Kingdom. If he was in Great Britain, England, whatever. So he moves his business over there. Is that because he can get away with more there? Because the laws are different? He might have even switched his religion to kind of get away with the way that he treats women, because he reverted to Islam. There's a lot of things to
What, you think he's the only person that's done that?
Well, is a high-profile guy like that who parades as he's a good guy? I don't know.
No, I just mean people. You become a Mormon, so you can kind of do a certain thing with a whole bunch of different ladies, or you go to Islam and you got different. Everybody's treated a little differently.
How many people actually go through with it? Whether it's just talking shit at a bar, I should be a Mormon so I can have 3 wives or whatever. I don't know. It's yeah, okay, go for it. Go.
If I had a nickel for every time I've heard that, I'd have a shitload of nickels. Anyway, okay, Final story. Let's move along. I can't trust Romania for a fair trial. Final story, Blake.
Yeah. Ooh.
Graphic.
Ah, fudge.
You had one job, Blake. All right. Able to preload the graphics for me so I can just punch them, or do they have to stay on yours? Where do you Where do you
Well,
use
if
it?
I'm on the chat thing, then I'm trying to post chats on the bottom. But then if I got to post a video, I got to go to the other screen, to the graphics screen, and then find which one I'm going to look at. We'll get it down. But that's the trying to do it live rather than doing the post production.
So you're telling me that all you're doing is this?
Right. Yeah, they need to put them on the side or something. Yeah.
Oh, I could do that. Okay, I didn't realize it was okay. That works. All right, so here's the final story of the day, and I want to thank everybody for participating in the chat. Stephanie's saying, yeah, by the way, she's saying she has cooler cars and more money than Andrew Tate. She's flexing. She's saying she's the alpha, not Tate. Yeah. So what? You're Gen Xial? What is that? And you're from Arizona. You're 18 years old, and you have more money than you can buy Bugattis, multiple Bugattis. So she says he's a con man and full of it. And major.
What color is your Bugatti, Brian?
Purple.
Okay, all right.
That's the only color to get a Bugatti, and everybody knows that. I think Adam Carolla bought a Bugatti. I know he's got a Bugatti story. Maybe it was him asking Jay Leno if he could get his Bugatti in his will. I think it was a conversation about that. Okay, so Stephanie's saying she has 31 Bugattis. Okay, got it. So nice. Blake, let's talk about this story here. I went off the captions. I think this is important. This is significant. What are you doing, Blake? This is a continuing. I keep putting this up there, and you keep removing it. I think it's significant for the Republican-led House to really kind of rein in who they want participating to what levels. You have a lot of people. And by the way, did you see it yesterday where they wouldn't read the Pledge of Allegiance? That was the big pushback.
Yeah, I heard it briefly in the other room. I think it was Matt Gaetz was on, might have been the Greg Gutfeld show or something. Or they were joking about that.
Yeah, good times. Well, they've kicked a few people off. They kicked Eric Swalwell because he was sleeping with a Chinese spy. Is that allegedly or confirmed? That's no.
That's confirmed. Yeah, it's Fang.
Why is how has he not been thrown out of Congress?
Well, he just gets thrown off the House Intelligence Committee. I mean, anybody could sleep with a spy, but if you're exclusive intelligence that very few people have access to, then you should automatically be disqualified.
So they got rid of Swalwell. Who else did they get rid of? They got rid of
Adam Schiff.
Oh my God! Why isn't he in jail?
Well, I hear you, but at least
these guys are leading a coup against. Like they're literally just peddling lies in a coup attempt of a duly elected president.
Yeah. Now that we found, after the fact, but they were,
we knew it the whole time.
Well, we knew it, but not everybody, because
everybody knew. Come on, Blake. Everybody
I
knew.
You, but the thing is that he was there. It was obviously a show trial. He's obviously there to create problems and to run things for the Democrats and leak things to the the deep state media. Yeah, he was all kinds of bad news. So yeah, good riddance to both those guys. Fine, they can stay in Congress. Yeah, they should get punished, but they're fine. Leave them in Congress for now, but at least they're not getting access to the best information.
The intelligence briefings. Yeah, Katie Cat here is saying that the Penguin Nadler said that he says the pledge all the time. Oh, you know the thing. You know the thing.
Yeah, sure you do, Jerry.
The Penguin says the pledge all the time.
Okay, Jerry. Yeah, all right.
Him and his Pampers. That weird. He is the Penguin. I don't love making fun of people, but my God, sometimes the demons look. Yeah, like I'll never see him as anything other than the Penguin now. Thank you for that. But let's tell Blake. You said you pulled up a story about Ilhan Omar. Who is it allegedly or proven that she married her brother? Like that's a known story, but is that factual or is that proven? Does she still dispute that, or like everybody knows that story? Like that's Ilhan Omar.
Just going, I don't care about to like meddling around access, but I don't know anything about that. But what I do have, I don't think I've even read it, is I got it out of the Epic Times that House passes a resolution to remove Omar from the Foreign Affairs Committee. So it wasn't House Intelligence. She's on the Foreign Affairs Committee because she's allegedly anti-Semitic, which I'm sure she is to some extent. You would think over in that region of the world. So House Republicans passed remove Ilan from the Chamber's Foreign Affairs Committee. Resolution passed along party lines, 218 to 211. That's it. And pushback from the critics, GOP critics, the measure easily overcame a procedural hurdle to begin debate. And that's it. However, because Democrats have not released their list of appointees for the committee, no further action can happen yet on the resolution. She expects to be one of her party's appointees to the committee. So, negative comments about Israel and has been described as anti-Semitic. So, bye-bye. Well, perhaps. At least it's
well, Justin Amash, he said, Congress is just political theater. Republicans themselves approved Ilhan Omar's election to the Foreign Affairs Committee just yesterday in a unanimous consent on the House floor. In other words, they put her on the committee only so they could pass a resolution to vote her off. I don't know. Justin Amash, he's like, he is all about liberty, right? He is a libertarian. Yeah. He's kind of on the right side of most things theoretically, but he's so bitter and angry and petty. He comes off like, even if he's right, and I'm not talking about this tweet, because he's not in Congress anymore, right? Didn't he leave?
Yeah, I think he stepped down. So I like he's a very principled guy. I can respect that. And I think
did he step down or did he
not too many terms? I don't think he got voted out or anything. I just think
he was popular, right? And then he just really strikes me as bitter, but
yeah,
Tea
Party, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to like there. So he's saying that it's just political theater. Republicans set her up just to knock her. Maybe that's true. I don't know if that's true, but I generally trust most of what Amash says because he's, from what I've noticed, a fairly sharp, honest, straight shooter for the most part. Bitter, I think. So I think he was probably pushed out of the position. I don't know, but that's what my spidey sense tells me.
Probably wasn't real well liked. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably much like Trump, which is another reason why I'm backing Trump again. If he's unliked by the people that are selling this country out, I'm okay with him making those enemies. Thank God he made those enemies. You don't want them being friends and eating steaks and drinking bourbon together. You want them yelling at each other. So yeah, Omar's gone, and I don't know if your article had a greatest hits list of some of Omar's most wonderful statements or not, but yeah, she's a pretty vile person, and I don't know if the marrying the brother thing has been confirmed or not, but I feel like it's been pretty well proven. I don't know but there's been no repercussions. She hasn't been deported, to my knowledge, because then she's still in Congress. Her brother hasn't been deported, to the best of my knowledge, my recollection. But her along with the squad, right? The squad.
Yeah.
Who's in there? It's like the most gross people. I don't mean
AOC,
physically.
There's two other ladies that their names escape me, but
I can see the glasses on that one angry lady, and then there's somebody
Michigan
else.
Lady,
yeah, I don't like any of them. They strike me as terrible people, intellectually dishonest, just venomous.
Socialist wing of the Democrats or something. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, they're usually not the best and brightest, and they're very extreme activists, the woke side of that the aisle. So
all right. Anyway. So it's about time some of these people are retired. You put them out to pasture. Thanks, but no thanks. Your services are no longer needed here. Anything that pulls power away from some of the least awesome people in Congress, I'm here for it. All right. So kudos to getting rid of Swalwell. Kudos for getting rid of not Nadler, not the Penguin, Shifty Schiff. Good job of getting rid of Omar. Good riddance to bad rubbish. And by the way, Stephanie thinks that you're a spy, Blake. I just felt like I should know that.
I might be.
And Katie says that we need term limits. Another great idea.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll see about that. But I know they are pushing it. Matt Gaetz, or is it Gates or Getz? Blake, if you had to.
Gates.
1,000,000% Gates, not Getz.
Yeah, that's I've always heard his name pronounced Gates. Yep.
Yeah, that's how I heard it too. But for $1 million, would you at least have 10% trepidation that you might get it wrong?
No.
Okay, Gates.
I've never heard his name pronounced the way you said it, so it's always been.
Well, Gates. I say Gates anyway. So, right. But I've heard other people call him Getz, and I'm like, and it plants seeds of doubt in my brain.
If you're reading it and you didn't hear it pronounced, you might come to that conclusion. But
Katie Cat saying need term limits, of course. So yeah, Matt Gaetz has been kind of vocal saying that, and I heard him talking on Tim Pool's podcast, by the way. But yeah, the people who are trying to make a push, they're going to go find the people with the largest megaphones and talk to them. So yeah, coming up on future episodes, we may or may not. Are we able to get more than 2 people in here, Blake? In the studio?
Yeah, we can get up at least 4. So
if we had guests, we could get 3 screens or 4 screens or something.
Yeah, we run this. We run a 4-person roundtable every Friday night. So
what does 3-person look like? Is it shameless plug? What does 3-person look like? This is top and bottom. Is it triangular, or does it kind of go side by side, or?
I guess so. I think it's 3. No, yeah, it's 2, and then one is going to be in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's happened before. I don't know exactly how it flips.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people I've been meaning to talk to. People you may recognize out there in the universe. People I used to reach out to. I used to reach out to these people when we were doing the show regularly. People that you know.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Stephanie wants to join us. So maybe next show then.
All right. Yeah.
Live from Arizona. It's a girl with 31 Maseratis. Or 62 Bugattis. But anyhow, Blake, give people a heads up. Tell them where they can follow you on the interwebs, sir.
Well, definitely check out Twitter is the best place for now until I get everything updated. So I haven't been doing much because I've been moving and working lately. So busy. But we will be doing a lot more shows. And by the time next Tuesday rolls around, we should be a lot more organized, maybe some new graphics, bells and whistles, intros. We'll trying to be optimistic and ambitious. But yeah, he's Blake Wally on Twitter for now. Thank you.
But tell them where they can.
You guys.
You said you're doing a show tomorrow. Do you want to tell them about your show tomorrow? You said I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah, it's me and Mike Barra, Brooks Agnew, Kansas White Light. We do Real News Live Friday night fun time frolics, whatever we call it. It's it's the best round table on the web, covering a variety of issues from a variety of different perspectives. And sometimes we have a little entertainment at the end, the top 5 or something. And good times.
Nice. I would just like to add, you know how you and I have talked at length, and it's one of my key, my cornerstone. It's one of the things I believe most deeply, tenets, if you will. But I firmly believe that the Democrats project what they are onto their political opponents. Everything Russia, it's because they're trying to set Russia up. Everything they're doing wrong, they project it onto other people and false attacks and what have you. So under that umbrella, I'm just wondering about this Stephanie. She says she thinks Blake's a spy. So Blake, should we think Stephanie's a spy? Is it so? Did she just project that? Was that a bit of a slip up for somebody that maybe wasn't called the brain?
I don't know. Maybe she knows something.
I couldn't have put that together. I wouldn't have connected those dots. I digress. I don't know.
Well, guess we'll never know, right?
We may never know. But she says she'd like to join, so maybe next week, Blake, you set it up and connect the dots. So you can. Do you have her email so you can send her the link? You can text her.
I could probably find a way to get a hold of her on Twitter or Instagram.
We'll figure that out. Are you guys following each other?
That won't be an issue.
Leave that there, and I will say that you should follow us at thenewamericanmedia.com. It's kind of like a archive of the past 10, 11 years worth of work. Well, I'll update it soon enough, but regular content, Instagram, it's The New American Media, because the old American media failed us, of course. Stephanie says no, because Blake is a spy. I'm not a spy. I'm just a regular Arizona girl. You can message her on Twitter. Right. Yeah, on Twitter, we're at American_media_. Follow us there. We're starting to tweet more because it's more of an open platform. I stopped Twitter because it was trash, but now it's like, oh, permission to speak freely? Cool. I'm going to spend more energy on Twitter now, so I am. But yeah, YouTube is probably one of the best ways to just kind of look back over the past decade of interesting interviews with interesting people and really good shows. That would be youtube.com/thenewamericanmedia. So yes, for Blake Wally out there in Tennessee, myself over here in Kentucky, What did Stephanie call it? The armpit of America, the Midwest.
Midwest. Well, we're
proudly representing the Midwest. I'm signing off for the TNAM network because the news always matters. Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you.